so we can jump into the Big 12 tournament. Also, an 8-team double elimination tournament starting Wednesday. Like we said earlier, it is also kind of a 2 regional setup with 4 teams on each side playing a double elimination, and then the winner of both of those mini regionals playing in the finals for 1 game takes all. So right now I feel like it's such a coin flip on which team will come out of this. It's just anonymous for me, but right now TCU is probably the most comfortable team in a hosting spot just because they won the conference, but the RPI for a lot of these teams is around the 30s, so who knows if all the voting people decide against the RPI for the Big 12, just because it's just all these teams are around the same spot and they just beat each other up, and it's hard to know if some teams will host or be a top 8 seed. Who knows? With the Big 12, it's just a mystery.
Yeah, like you said, looks like TCU is locked in to host at this point, given they're the regular season champions. As for the other 4 teams there that are close, Oklahoma State, Texas, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, whichever of those bunch makes the final, and if it's 2 of them, could potentially jump into a hosting spot. Yeah, just an absolute mix between those teams there, looking for some separation. And then as far as bubble teams, it looks like West Virginia is most likely locked into the postseason. Wouldn't be great if they go 0-2, double first rounded in this tournament, so you'd like to see them at least win a game, but they're probably already in the tournament at this point.
Yeah, besides that, there are no real bubble teams in the Big 12. It seems like all the other teams that are in the tournament would have to win out for them to make the NCAA tournament. But for me, the biggest matchup of the first round is Texas and Oklahoma State. I feel like it's by far the best matchup on paper, with both of these teams being in the top 15 for a lot of national polls. So should be some good games, or who knows, it could just be an absolute blowout. You never know with the Big 12.
Yeah, this was also the series I wanted to highlight. It's the 4-5 matchup, so it's going to be a good one. And as far as my individual pick to win the tournament, I actually went with Texas here. It's just you could pick one between any of those top 5. I went with Texas just because I think they're the most talented roster of this group. I would not be surprised if any of the other 4 win it at all, but I just went with them purely based off the talent standpoint.
Yeah, and I decided to pick from a hat. Not really, but it felt like it, and I chose Oklahoma. Feels like they're just probably the hottest team at the moment, just barely edging out other teams. Who knows? They've also played maybe easier teams recently than others, but they've done well recently, so that's the team that I chose. But any of these top 5 teams, who knows? Just by saying that, West Virginia is going to come out and win the tournament, so we'll see what happens there. But anything else you want to add?
I think I'm good.
Sweet. Thank you for watching and listening. If you enjoyed, we would really appreciate a like and subscribe for more weekly college baseball content.